Well, howdy, everyone. Already got one person in here. That's awesome. Who we got? Uh, Showing two people now. There we go. Shedding a little light on the situation. How you doing, Rob? How you doing, Sizzle? Uh, Hope y'all are all both doing well. Uh, I was checking out a few things on the internet before I jumped in here. Let's see, what do we got? I think tonight I'm gonna go with the Garrison brothers. This ended up being a pretty dang good whiskey. But then again, I tried it at the distillery and I enjoyed it. Every now and then, I'm part of a program through the University of Michigan where they ask me questions about how I'm doing concerning my military service. And they do it about once every few years. I had to take this survey. They pay me for it. And I had to do it today and I had to tell them about my alcohol consumption. Let's see, Rob, doing good. Some more supplies to handle my squeaky step situation. Uh, can't spoil Santa. I understand. Pete, how you doing? I got a few things that I brought in here today to show you. And I didn't realize it, but one of the things has been for sure discontinued. Well, I say for sure. I couldn't find it anywhere. It's this locking extension from Tecton. And I'm looking because it sort of reminded me because Milwaukee's come out with one. And I can't find the Tecton anymore. Let's see if I can find it on Amazon. Sometimes they have stuff that's been discontinued on Tacton. Uh, no. Yeah, so far I'm not finding it. That's crazy. But anyway, it's pretty nice. I picked these up quite a while ago. Um, Holds it on. You go on. You can go on without any issues, and it holds it on pretty good. These are awesome for like doing transmission work and stuff, especially to hold your floppy on. Because if for some reason that tends to want to come off, but I guess you have other things you want to do with it. Let's see. But yeah, a few other things. These come in the mail. These are the Work Pro clones of the doggone I forget what they're called. The long nose pliers from Snap On. Few things I know already that I want to do, but I want to play with them a little bit before I do it. But I want to fix how it's not exactly even up there. It's a little bit off, just a little bit. And of course, it's got some slack in it right there. There's other issues too, like you can't see it on the tool itself, like on the jaws, but you see that little deal right there sticking going down like a misplaced tooth. Yeah. Ooh, they're not horrible. They're real loose. So what I'll do is I'll take and peen it a little bit with on my anvil and a ball peen hammer, tighten it up. Got to be careful though. You can do that and get them way too tight. Let's see, doing good. Mine will pick up coins like the Snap on. Well, that's good. Uh, 550 lumen LED red lithium USB stick light with magnet. 550 Milwaukee. That do pretty good for you, Sizzle. I don't know why I'm suddenly wanting to hiccup. Uh, Picked up a few more things here recently. They were having a sale at JB Tools. Picked up a lot of things that were pretty low priced. Got this little bit holder. The only thing I don't like about it is I don't have any 5/16 bits, but I got plenty of quarter inch. I'm gonna look and see if I can't find these right here separate so I can pop these off and do the others. I'm not even sure you can pop them off. Yeah, it looks like you can. What you have to do is take this out and then you can move them off the end there. So I'll be using this. It's magnetic. And then from that same cell, I got this. It's a razor edge scraper. It's like $2 and something, maybe $3. Wasn't too bad. Um, on sale for 70 bucks. Buy two, get $50 off. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Uh, but the thing that I'm really thinking about, well, that I've already ordered is this. I saw it on sale on another site, but well, I looked on Amazon and it was here. So this is a little different than my normal tool check. I've got one. It's real nice. I really like using it. This one has a smaller ratchet that hooks to the screwdriver. And then this one has imperial sockets. And it's a little bit smaller, a little bit less stuff, but more close to the stuff you need. I really like it. So as you'll see there, it says last purchased October 12th. So yeah, I picked it up. I purchased it today. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. Here's your link for it, just in case you're interested. I understand completely, Sizzleneck. I understand. I shouldn't have bought that, but I did. I've got a box full of stuff that JB Tools sell. I bought two two garden hoses. One of them was I forget the name of it, but the other one was a Flexzilla. I got a couple of ends for them, the little spray nozzles. And I got a package of pigs, oil pigs. Got got 3 socket holders. What else? Couple pair of gloves, one pair of chemical gloves and one pair of regular gloves. A lot of that stuff was like really, like 80% off, 90% off. Some of it wasn't, but it was still pretty good deals. Cheers, everyone. Like I said, this is the Garrison Brothers small batch. But yeah. See what else. This week I got a video recorded. I've got it ready to start. Actually, I was working hard on it Thursday night. I was trying something new. I was trying to, if you'll look here, I was trying to, I was in the garage, but I was trying to blur out the background. And there's a new deal with it. And I went through the steps, and it took it like an hour to do all the, what is it? About an hour and a half, really, to do to go through the process, the computer figuring out what's what. And I did something wrong, and it just undid everything that I waited an hour and a half for it to do. So I got frustrated with it and didn't pick it back up again. And yeah, it was aggravating. I needed to. I've been working on homework the rest of the weekend, so that's why I haven't got it done. The goal was to start doing one every Friday. I screwed it up, but at least I've got some shorts out there. Let's see. Costco tequila. I do not like tequila, and it's not a friend of mine. Uh, Jose Cuervo, not a friend of mine. It's real sweet, and it just, I don't know what it is about it, but, and I've never, it's, how you sometimes, if you've ever been sick off of alcohol, you don't want to drink it again. I've never had that happen. I've just never liked the smell of tequila. That being said, I will drink a margarita if it's made right. That's about it. See, been seeing more of your shorts on my feed lately. Yeah, tomorrow will be the last one. I've got all the way ready, but I've got a bunch I could put up there. I just got to do it. So tomorrow I'm going to be busy working on shorts, getting at least a week done. Are y'all getting an error on your end? I just got an error on my end on the chat. Well, let me know if there's anything wrong. Uh, See, my bourbon didn't get delivered yet. I did pick up some beer from a brewery in the Syracuse Mall. We traveled north to it. That's cool. Agreed, Pete. I'm always sure to click like and generally comment I can. I appreciate it. I got some comments to answer. I got quite a few comments to answer. Yes, for sure, Rob. All good here. Good. No error here. Okay, that's good. Good to see you in here, Walter. Hope you're doing well. Uh, let's see. What else I got? Man, other than killing, dying over here trying to get homework done, I haven't been able to do a whole lot. I had a minimum 6-page paper that was due today that I found out about a week ago. And I had another 400-page deal I had to do today that was due today, plus 2 exams and something else, a couple more things. So I've got everything done except for one of the exams. But today has been nothing but homework. I did that paper, I did the 400-page deal. I did another thing. We're supposed to interact with AI and talk about a certain thing. Yeah, but yeah, it's all done except for one test. And I made a 60 something on the last one for this class. So I have no idea what my grade is in it either, but we'll see. A new playback update on one of my TVs. Hmm. Uh, I'm not quite sure what that's saying. Um, see, did you have to fire up your heaters yet up for the year? No, I am. I actually did fire it up a few weeks back. We turned the heater on because it got kind of cold one of those nights, but it's like for one night. I've got it off. I got the air conditioner still on right now, but it was 64 degrees in the house when I woke up. And we keep the AC when the wife's here, we keep it on about 70, 69. When she's not, I turn it up to 71 because I freeze. Uh, so, but I got a lot to do to get my furnace on. I messed around again and run myself out of time, almost anyway. And I don't see a way ahead. I've got so much to do. It's ridiculous. And then I got to wake up early in the morning before I can go to school and check the air pressure, my tires, and check because I've got a vibration. Check, see if, what might be wrong, if a wheel has come loose or what. I don't know. So I need to do that. Or I'll say F it and drive 90 miles to school and 90 miles back home. What do y'all think? How you doing, Jeff? Good to see you in here. Uh, let's see. I've had the furnace on for the last week, but only ran one day. Wife just wrapped up 2 courses of her master's program today. 6 more to go. That's awesome. Hey, my youngest son, he wrapped up the first half of the semester. The school that he's going to just does mini semesters for the most part. So he took 3 courses during the first 8 weeks, and he's taken 2 courses during the second 8 weeks, and made all A's. So that's great. He's in school to be an industrial maintenance. So I forget what he learned this first part, but he's going to be doing PLCs and something else this next part. Let's see. Hey, it's okay, Jeff. Hey, I understand. I haven't been able to watch a whole lot of videos myself. I would check your lug nuts for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And it's just here recent. It I don't know. It could be a tire. It could be a shock has gone bad. It could be a lug nut. I haven't. This car, as far as I know, it's never had new shocks put on it. I'm on my third or fourth set of tires since I owned it, and I got it at like 56,000 miles. Um, I've done pretty good on tires. I'll hit 190,000 miles tomorrow. Um, so I've done pretty decent on tires, and I've still got at least 10 to 15,000 miles left on this set of tires. But I bought pretty decent tires every time. They pay for themselves, and they were good price at at Sam's. They're Goodyears. I think this is the second or third set of Goodyears I bought. This time I made sure to get a 60,000 mile set, and I think I paid under $500 for a set. But of course, it is this little 14 or 15-inch wheel on this, Hyundai. But yeah, I need to get up early in the morning and check them. I've got to leave the house by 11:30, and school is at 12:30, but it's on Central Time and I'm on Eastern Time. Yeah. But so it's 90 miles there, and then I have to walk zero point 0.7 of a mile, or I could wait to catch the bus, but I hate waiting on the bus. Just hang out the window and look at it. uh, Everyone done cutting grass one more time for me. I got to cut it one more time. As far as the looking out the window, I have tried looking down at my front tire on my motorcycle, but there's so much stuff in the way I can't see it. Um, like when I feel something's weird, and usually it's just the road, but yeah. What I every time I think about it, I'm like, hey, maybe I should get my wife to follow me and look at my tires and see if there's one doing something crazy. And you'll see it on other vehicles. You ever been going down the road and you see a person's tire just bouncing up and down like crazy? Usually they're out of balance or out of round or something like that. And what causes that sometimes out around, I think bad shocks can cause a tire to go out around. I could be wrong on that, but shocks are a big deal. Okay, they can mess your tires up real quick. Of course, alignment too. Um, am I right on that, Pete and Jeff and everyone else? That a shock can cause your tires to mess up. Let's see. I hear that, Jeff. I got to hit the fuel shut off on my mower. I run her dry. It's a wrap this year. I've got, like I said, I've got one more time, and but I don't really like to mow it that last time, so I don't know. Uh, but I probably need to go ahead and mow it one more time and run my mower out of gas. It doesn't have a fuel shut off, and I don't know if y'all maybe I think I talked about it. My anti-backfire switch had went out on me, so I wired it. No, I didn't wire it wrong, but I took the guts out of it and did it to where it still went because it's a solenoid that shuts off fuel when the switch is off. So I bypassed it, but it still had uh, electricity going to it, and it almost caught fire with me a couple months ago. I was mowing the grass and I see all this smoke bellowing off the front. And I'm like, oh, it's burning some oil off or something like that. And I open it up and it's this switch just went bad. And so I bypassed it. Um, I forget how I did it this time, but I bypassed instead of buying another one like I should be doing. Uh, actually mount a GoPro. That's awesome. Yeah, I got the stuff for it. Let's see. I got the suction cups. This is actually Insta360 suction cups. Uh, Grass all year around here. Yeah. Yeah, the bouncing would chop the tread. Folks don't put a lot of mileage on them, can also get flat spots. Yeah. Mine, my car doesn't get usually doesn't get drove a lot, but this last 2 semesters, it's going to get drove a whole lot. I'll have class in Bowling Green, which is 90, little over 90 miles away, minimum of 3 times a week, and it might be 5 times a week next semester. This semester, it's 2 times a week. It was supposed to be 3 times a week. Remember the old bias tires when cold thump? Yep. What I hated about the old bias ply is they would follow the grooves in the road, and it could be bad. And when they were brand new, they wasn't quite that bad, but as it wore, it would follow those grooves like crazy. We had um a church van. I drove the van for church here for a little while, and they had those old bias plies tires on them, and man, it would almost jerk the steering wheel out of your hand with them. And it had power steering, and I asked him to put when it needed tires again. I asked him to put radials on it, and they did. Um, the motorcycle, I'm pretty sure is bias ply, and I think that's part of why they're bad about following the grooves in roads and stuff. I want to say I was able to get radials this time I bought tires, and I think it's the first time I've been able to get radials. Maybe not. I had a lot of trouble getting tires for my motorcycle this time. A lot of them were either out or going to take forever to get to me. When I looked on JP Cycles, I couldn't get what I wanted, and then the ones that I did order, like they to begin with, they can get them to me soon, and then all of a sudden they couldn't. Then I looked back on Amazon and I could get the ones I wanted, so I ordered them from there and got them. Um, but it was a big deal. I had trouble finding the tires I wanted. I wanted Metzler 888s, and I had a hard time getting any tires. They were all the Michelins. I think the next time I buy them, I'm gonna go buy some Michelins. These Metzlers wore real weird this time. You know how you can on a motorcycle tire you can scallop it. Well, these didn't do that on the front tire. Well, first of all, the back tire is like almost like a car tire now. I had so many highway miles, it was crazy. Didn't do enough twisties to balance it out. It's hard to do with the trip I did this summer. But the front tire, it's like this, up and down. Let me draw it for you because maybe it's hard to picture. But it wore just super weird, and I kept the pressure right in my tires. Um, I can't draw. Let's see. Almost like a booby. But it's smoother than that. But yeah, it's like the regular part. It's almost like I ran the tire so low that the middle was down past the sides, but I know I didn't. It's crazy. Jeff, my van has radials and still get a thump until you drive it a few miles. Wowza. Now you get to fight the self driving correcting systems. I shut those off in the city. Can't even turn left. Yeah. So my wife's last two vehicles had it, had the self drive or the self, not self, is self correcting. So she's turned it off, but it will still beep at you real crazy. If you go to make a turn, you don't turn your turn signal on, it'll beep at you like crazy. Well, what I do like about hers, so she's got a Subaru. I don't know what year it is. It's an Outback. I think it's Outback. It's one of the nicer wagons, but you set your cruise control, and if you get too close to a vehicle, it'll slow you down. Well, that's kind of aggravating a little bit because when you're on the highway and you're trying, so you got to remember to get out and pass before you get so close. But what's really nice is if you're in a traffic jam with your cruise set, it'll just keep pulling you up. You don't have to sit there and give it gas and let off, give it gas and let off. It'll just keep you where you need to be. If you're even if it's completely stopped traffic, it'll keep pulling you up, letting off. So that's nice. I'm not sure what kind of self-driving stuff my pickup has. I've got it all turned off. So it has something, but not a whole lot. The car doesn't have any of it. See, got my original tires on my 11 Mustang in the garage. Don't drive it much. Move it to avoid flat stop spots. Yeah, I understand that. I always hate getting new tires. There's so much dang money. Hey, they are. It's expensive. The truck is going to be stupid expensive. Um, I think it's going to be about 300 bucks a tire. I could be wrong on that, but it's for all six tires. It's going to be over $1,000, I think. I might just buy a. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do when I need it. The good thing is they last a little while. The truck's got a little over 30,000 miles on it now, and it's still the tires that came on it new are still on it. It's a 2017, and plus I don't drive it a whole lot, so it doesn't need them. See, 80,000 on some cheap tires bought from Walmart years ago. Can't remember the name. 80,000 is pretty dang awesome, especially with bad roads, because it doesn't take much to hit a frost heave and break a belt in a tire, and or break the tire. Yeah, and all of a sudden it's driving like crap. Oh shoot, Pete! Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. Have you hit the 4,000 hours yet? Let's see. You purchased any more ratchets lately? Mentioned here last week, but old Tacton screwdrivers on the outlet right now. Jethro, how often do you trim your beard? Looks like it's a little longer than I last remember. I haven't trimmed it for length in a while. If you'll look, it needs it. It's a few different deals, but it's been at least, I think last time I trimmed it was right after I got back from Sturgis, so late August. And then I barely done anything to it. I need to do it again, but yeah. So it's down down below my nipples, just slightly. Uh, I've been fighting the whole deal that if I do get a job, the chances are that I'm going to have to cut a lot of it off. I hate it. See, I drive in PA. We're lucky to see 30,000 on tires there. I understand. Hey, I drove a truck from about 96 to 1998, probably 95 to 98. And I can remember one night running up I-81, northern Pennsylvania, and swearing I was trying to ride a bucking bronc. And of course, this was in the 90s, and my truck was from the mid 80s and had no air ride anything. So it was bouncing me all over the cab with my seatbelt on. It was ridiculous. Um, I don't know if the roads are better now than they were then, but it was rough. I think it would have been north of Shippensburg. I think that's the name of the town. I can't remember. I haven't been up there in so long. Used to, I could rattle them all off and where they were at and all this and tell you where to go to Heinz and where to go pick up, some other food product or whatever. But now I don't remember any of it. Let's see. Price of tires went up 3 times since 2020. I can see it. The wife, I didn't realize it, but coffee has went up pretty bad since COVID. I mean, like, I forget what she wrote on there, but like triple or more than triple. And that's crazy. I had no idea. I don't buy the groceries. Um, typically, you know, I do know that I went to the grocery store or went to Sam's, bought a prime cut brisket, bought a pork belly, bought a 2 pack of um, beef short ribs, so the full short ribs. So had 2 sets of 3 or 4, and some smaller things. But the meat alone was like $150 or something crazy. Um, I smoked it all, every bit of it. I smoked, and as was the first time I've ever did pork belly. The wife seasoned it. We bought chickens too. The wife seasoned it, and man, you did. I didn't want to stop eating it. It was like the best parts of ham and the best part of bacon had sex and had a baby, and that's how good it was. Uh, need I have 5,000 for a year. Just checked, and I have 1,000 for 28 days. That's awesome. Um, but I mean, did they monetize you? Because they go off of video, long form video hours or short form views, or they used to. I don't know if it's changed since I was, but they wanted me to have 4,000 long form video hours. And even though I had tons of short form hours, they didn't count toward my long form videos. Just work at a Harley shop. Beard is welcome. Yeah, I thought about that. It's 50 miles. It's a 50-mile drive, an hour, and yeah, that sucks. Driving like that. I would love to if I had a Harley shop that was within just a little closer, 30 miles. 30 miles would put me somewhere at the edge of Louisville instead of going down to Louisville and around over to the east side. Um, Purchased 9 ratchets this month, gave away 6. That's awesome. The further north you go, the worse it gets. Yeah, I agree. Uh, I delivered. I usually only went up that far north when I was going on into New York to Scranton, and I would deliver rolls of paper up there. But I also went to Montgomery, New York. It was a regular load for me. I'd go to Montgomery, New York, and deliver Corningware. Um, see, I also delivered Chinette plates to Target in Bayonne, New Jersey a lot. Those are 3 that's coming back to me. Um, I stuck with 8 o'clock from Sam's. Best bang for the buck for coffee, in my opinion. I might try that. Um, we kind of like certain coffees. I like my coffee strong, but I don't. There's a taste some of them give you that I don't like with it. It's just, and I can't figure it out. We've settled on Folgers Silk, dark black silk or something like that, and Maxwell House something blend. I don't know. Let's see. That's the best way to describe properly smoked pork belly. uh, see. Speaking of prices, McDonald's is stupid expensive for crap food. I'm done buying it for life. Yeah, I don't. I'm not a big McDonald's fan. I only stop there when it's like the most convenient thing for me, and there's nothing else around that's even closely convenient. Or when I'm craving a fish sandwich. For some reason, that's what I'll eat there. I don't care for much anything else. See, made money as soon as I got to 1,000. Awesome. Not yet sizzle neck, but it do happen. It's due to happen. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah, that is awesome, Pete. Had the hours for a year. That's awesome. They deserve a 2-time winner or smoking jacket if they did. uh, I have to have my egg McMuffin. I don't know. When I do order breakfast there, I want a I want a special chicken biscuit, but I want uh, egg and cheese on it, and sometimes I like a tomato on it. Um, they used to have omelet biscuit. I liked it a lot. Mm. Y'all see me splash myself? But let's see what else we got here. Y'all see my little mini toolbox? Let me show you. I don't know if I told y'all how I use it, but essentially the top is a catch-all, but it's also got like my little computer, like my little thumb drives and stuff. I got my knives in this drawer, and then I got all my pens and stuff in this drawer. uh, Hot dogs. Well, I mean, overall, I hear Costco's a pretty good hot dog deal, but as far as I know, I don't know of anyone anymore that makes a good one. There's a chain restaurant in Alabama, in Birmingham, called Sneaky Pete's, and they do a dang good hot dog. But they're a um, dying chain. They're not growing anymore. once that at one time they were growing and doing well, but you don't find many of them anymore. Uh, Parking lot sale for the mini toolbox. Um, I got it quite some time ago, early in the year. So I don't remember when it was, but they were on sale or sale. They were like 19 bucks or something. Menards has many toolboxes like that for 13. So, well, that sucks because I mean it's neat. I like using it for that. It's not exactly in the right spot, but that's okay. We have a local butcher. I'll never go elsewhere if they ship. If they'd ship, well, I'd send you some. That's cool. I've got to try the one of the local butchers here. I haven't. I do. I pretty much do Sam's, and they get decent meat. The short ribs, I had to ask for them specifically, um, and they wouldn't see. I think to begin with, they wouldn't split up a 2-pack with me. But then after I had them priced, he told me next time you come, just tell me and we'll split it up and give you just one if you want it. Or it was something like that. But to begin with, he wasn't going to split them. Or maybe he thought I was talking about splitting the ribs. Um, but and they were the most expensive part of it. And if you've never had short ribs, they have got the meat alone has an awesome flavor, and they taste different than like your steak or your brisket or whatever. They have a good flavor to them, and I guess it's the layer of fat that's in them and everything. So we've got 2 or 3 more packages of one short rib, or we split it up into 3. No, we split it up into 5 packages. One three bone rib. We split it up into 5 packages, and a half of a rib is enough for me and the wife. I mean, it's a ton of meat. It might be more than enough for me and the wife. And but they're delicious. I mean, they're delicious. I don't know if it's the way I cooked them, the way I seasoned them, but yeah, they're just awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. 500 a month at Menards. Wow. Wish we had a Menards close. Wow, is the closest Menards is 6 hours. So for me, I've got a Menards in Elizabethtown, which is less than 20 minutes away from me. Actually, and it's on this side of Elizabethtown to me, so I don't have to go through any crazy traffic to get there. Um, but before they built that one, I had to either go into Indiana, which would have been about a almost 2-hour drive for me and a toll, or I had to go to pretty far to the west here in Kentucky. I can't remember the town, Owensboro. Had to go to Owensboro to go to Menards, and it was probably 2 hours away for me too. But no, wouldn't have to cross any bridge for tolls. There is a toll on I-60 on the interstate to cross into Indiana, and there's 2 of the bridges in this area are toll bridges into Indiana, and then there's one that's downtown Louisville that's not toll. One of them on the other side that's Interstate 64 that's not toll. And then there's one here close to me that's not told, which is it's just stupid. Upper Midwest store. Yeah, it started up there. Kind of like Rural King, Rural King. I don't know how you say it. It's a Upper Midwest store, but they've expanded and they're going further and further south. How much is hamburger a pound? It's $8 here in Massachusetts. Hey, baby, how much is hamburger meat?
Somewhere between $5.50 and $9 a pound, depending on what you want.
Yeah, $5.50 to $9 a pound, depending on what you want. I can get it a little better priced if I go on base. Well, that last time I checked, and especially they do these packs of meat. So it's a pre-packed deal of meat where with hamburger meat in it, some roast and other stuff. And I can get it cheaper that way too, um, for on base. But we don't go on base enough to warrant saving money by going on there. Um, and two, here in Kentucky, food is not taxed. They don't have a sales tax on food. But on base, even though they don't have a tax, they have a surcharge because they charge you cost on everything in the store, and the surcharge is to pay to operate the store. So $5.50 for 80/20, $9 for 97 local butcher. Quarter cow averages $5.20 a pound right now. Okay. Get mine at Quick Trip. What do you get at Quick Trip, Pete? You get your hamburger meat at Quick Trip? That's a convenience store, right? I need to mark through this my drawing of how my tire has wore on my motorcycle because it does look kind of like a booty. And this is my notebook for school. Let's see. Well, I am going to close it off on that. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Getting in here, I messed around. My voice is going a little hoarse. So, I guess it is time to get off here. I actually had some stuff pulled up, but didn't show it to anyone, like the locking extensions from Milwaukee that they're coming out with. That for a quarter-inch drive, 3-piece is $65. But hey, that's that. They have their own country butcher in Wisconsin and ship it fresh to all the guests. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. I've been to a Quick Trip. I don't remember where, but I've been to a Quick Trip. Just take some air out. Yeah, I understand, but no, then that'll really mess. It doesn't drive too funny, but yeah. Y'all take care. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, and hope to see y'all back here next Sunday. Thanks again, guys. And if there happened to have been a lady jump in, thanks to you too.